Hello everyone, welcome back to Max Programming, and today we are going to take a look how we can use an external CSS file to write CSS and other properties. Its properties, I'm sorry about that, but the other properties that can be used inside of CSS. So let's get started. So what I've done here is a very blank HTML file inside of our web folder. We've done nothing else, and now what we want is, let's go inside of the body tag and we're going to create one h1 with the text of, let's say, hey everyone. Okay, and let's save this file. Let's right click and open with live server, so it will be opened up in your default browser right here in Brave. So let's minimize it. Okay, let's keep this one and that Brave side by side. So I'm gonna keep this one here. I'm gonna open up Brave, keep it right here. I'm just going to drag it. Okay, so now what we want is we have seen in the previous video that if we want this text to be red in color, what we do is we just go inside of the h1 and we say style. Okay, style attribute, and then we say color, and then we say red. Okay, and then we save it, we get this color. But now what we want is we want this thing, okay, this inline style that we did right now in an external CSS file. And also we saw that how we can use the style tag right here inside of our HTML file and then do all of this stuff. So we're going to do that in an external CSS file. So to make an external file, just go into the Explorer, just click this new file icon and then name it anything. So I'm going to name it style or styles, let's say, .css. So you have to give the extension .css. Just press enter. Okay, now we have a totally different CSS file for our HTML file. Now we can independently write our CSS code inside of this file. So let's do that. It's going to be very simple. Let's say first of all we want the h1, okay, to be color red. So we want the h1 color to be red, but the moment we save this file, we are not getting this h1 to be colored red. So what do we do for that? Okay, so the main thing is you have to link you have to actually link that CSS file to your HTML file, okay, because there will be many CSS files in future, and it's not that you will use every single file. So you have to link this. So let's say link. Okay, let's create a link tag. It's going to be very simple. Let's say link. Okay, and then you have to give two attributes. So give an attribute called rel, and this will be style sheet. Okay, then we have to give the attribute of href. We have seen it before. Href is equal to, you will get the drop down, so just select styles.css, and it's a self-closing tag, so you don't have any closing tag for link. Save that. Now you're gonna see it's in red color, and you can independently write all of these styles, so your HTML file will not be, that populated, so you don't need to worry about that. Let's get rid of this. Okay, let's style the h1. So I'm gonna say let's change the font a little bit, because this is the Times New Roman font, default font that is embedded inside of the browser. We don't want that. We want a different font. So let's say so if you want to change the font, you have to say font hyphen family. Okay, and then you have to put a colon, and then you don't get any fonts, so just press Control space and you're going to get the fonts that are available for you. So you can select any of them. Now if I say sans serif, okay, sans hyphen serif, and if I save this file, we have the semicolon automatically because that prettier extension that we installed. So you're gonna see the font has changed. Okay, if I just do something like, if I just comment this line out, so how do we comment that out? What you have to do is you have to just go onto that line and just use the shortcut Control slash, and this will be commented out. So let's save this, and you're gonna see this is the default font. And if we just Control Z undo that and save that, you're gonna see it's a different font right now. So this is sans serif, the default sans serif font. Actually sans serif is a different font, and the font that we saw, the default one, is the serif font basically. So there is a difference in both of them. So in serif you have those lines, but in sans serif you don't. Okay, now what do we have next? Font family. We change the font family. Now if you want to change the font size, okay, so how does it look like? This is an H1, so we say font hyphen size, put a colon, and then you're gonna get Control space, and then you're gonna get many of them. So you can say, but you can also enter numbers. For example, if I say 20 pixels and save that, it will be smaller because initially it was larger than 20 pixels. Now if we say, let's say 120 pixels, save that, and this looks a lot more larger. So you can control the font size within your CSS, and you don't have to change the tag name from H1 to, let's say, H2 or anything like that. You don't need to do that. Okay, now if you will be thinking that why the styles did not apply to H2, it's because we have applied the styles to H1. Then let's see, if you enter font hyphen, you're gonna get all of the available types all of the available styles that you can apply to your font. So we have seen font family, font size. Let's see font weight. Okay, so you click font weight, you get this completion. So if you say 100 inside of font weight and just save this file, you're gonna see this is a bit lighter. Okay, it was bold in the that we saw. Okay, if I say 200, they'll be probably same but there will be a minor difference between the 100 and 200. And if I enter something like 700, save that, it will be very bold. So you can control the font weight not with only numbers, you can also use keywords like bold. Save that, it's bold. Okay, wait a minute. Okay, then you can say light or lighter, let's say, and save that. You're gonna get this will be lighter. And you can even change the font size. So there is pixels you can use, and there are many other things if you want. So I can just clear this out. I can just say Control space, and you have this view height, which means VH, and VW view width. Then you have CH, PC, and many other types in which you can change the font size, rems and ems. So that's a good thing. Okay, and you get this drop down which is very useful in Visual Studio Code, and yeah, that's good. So let's change this font size 100 pixels. Let's save that, and it will be a lot more, it will be a bit less than it was before. Let's also change the color, color color, and let's say the color will be, let's say, Control space, and let's see how many colors do we have. We have many colors. Let's try if we have the tomato color. Okay, there we go, we have tomato. So let's save this file, and you're gonna get this in the tomato color. It's a different color. Okay, good. Now that we have the color, let's change the background color. So if you want to change the background color, you have the very simply thing. So you have to just say background hyphen color, and then control hit control space, and you're gonna get all of the colors. The colors that applied in the color one are the same colors that are applied right here, so you can just see how many colors are there. And you can see I'm gonna use, let's say, fire brick. Save that, and it has a background color of fire brick. So you can just apply any kind of styles. Now you are just doing till now for the h1. Let's get rid of the h1. Let's save this. Okay, this is how it looks like by default. Let's do something else. Let's create a button. So let's say button, and let's just say button. Okay, save that. Let's make this u lowercase, and you can see we have this button. Simply, I'm not going to zoom in for every single time, because now we are going to see this. Now we are going to apply the style, so we can increase the size of the button itself. So first of all, let's select the button. So we just select the button by using the tag name, which is button. Okay, then put the curly braces. Now inside of here we can apply the styles. First of all, we are going to apply the font style, so let me just zoom in. Okay, now we are going to say, first of all, let's change the color to aquamarine. Let's save this, and the color will be changed. That's good. Let's change the background color. Okay, so you can control the background color. So the background color will be, let's say, something in which the aquamarine appears. So you have many colors to choose from. Okay, let's say goldenrod. Anything that comes handy. There we go, we have a background color. This button looks a bit ugly, but you have to apply many styles to make this button like, you know, the actual button that we see on websites. So the thing remaining right here is the border. Okay, let's fix the border. So I'm going to say, to fix the border, you have to just say border. And now you can here specify many things. So let's say the first thing you have to specify is the width of the border, the size of the border. So we can just say 2 pixels, so it will be the size of the border. And then you have to specify the type of the border, so I'm going to say solid. Okay, it's just the simple border that we see, it's a line. And then you have to specify the color, so I'm going to say black. And when we save it, you're gonna see that we have a button with a border, a good kind of border. We have the background color, we have the text color. And if you don't want the border at all, what you can do is you can just get rid of everything that you have and just say none. Border is equal to none, and you're gonna get no borders. And similarly, if you don't want the background color, you can just specify background none. Save that. You don't have any background color, yeah, it's the default one, which is none. Okay, and let's fix that back, and let's get the border again. So 2 pixels, and we saw the solid one. We also have dashed. So wait a minute, let me just say control space, and you have dashed, you have dotted, you have double border, and you have groove border, and inherit, initial, inside. These are not the border types, but these are the different things. Then you have medium. We are going to use dashed. Okay, so let's say dashed, and we are going to say black. Let's save this, and you're gonna see we have a dashed border. And if you want to remove this blue line, okay, that comes inside of Chrome or any other Chromium based web browser. So if I just copy this web address, and if I open up Google Chrome, and if I just enter this paste and go, so you're gonna see the same thing, okay, that appears inside of Brave. The same thing will be right here inside of Google Chrome. So if I zoom in, you can see the same, we have the same button, and we get the same blue line. Okay, let's close this out. Let's get back to Brave. And if you don't want this blue line, what you have to do is you have to just say outline and none. So you can save, and now when you just click it, you're not going to get the blue line. It's very simple. And you can also specify how outline you want, so outline color, and then outline style, and then outline width. Okay, inside of border we have the line width. Okay, so 2 pixels, as you saw. We have the line style, so it will be dashed or solid or anything like that. Then we have the color. So simply inside of outline we have the outline color, the outline style, and the outline width. So let's create outline. So we have first of all the color. So let's say I want the outline to be green yellow. Okay, so you have to specify the color first of all, which is done. Then you have the style and then the width. So let's say style will be solid, and then the width will be 5 pixels. Let's save this, and you're gonna see the outline. Okay, so the default outline, when you click it, you're gonna get it, but this is the outline that you have made. Let's set back it to none. Oh, none. Let's save this, and you're not going to get any outline, the default one or other ones. So you have the color, background color, border, outline. If you want to see more and more properties and then play around with them, it's going to be very simple. I'm going to drop a link down in the description below, in which, wait a minute, let's change the font size. Okay, right now we are zoomed in to the button. Let's change the font size, and let's set it to 200 pixels. Let's save this, and you can see, let's zoom out, and the button automatically gets large, so you don't have to zoom in a little bit, zoom in a lot. So let's reset it. So this is how it looks like naturally, and if we remove it, you're gonna see the normal button, the smaller one. Okay, let's save this, and this is how it looks like. So the border looks a bit smaller because it's 2 pixels and we zoomed in that. Let's set it to 10 pixels. Let's save it, and it's going to be large enough so that you can see it. You can change the background color, you can change the outline if you want. That's your choice. So you have many other properties that are associated with other elements. So I'm going to drop a link down in the description below where you can check out all of the properties that are available for what do we say, for any element. So this is a button, so you have the h1 or any other property that is available for any button or any element. So I'm going to drop that link in the description, so just check it out, just go through it, and finally, thanks for watching.